how dangerous and damaging the opposition players have been. So Swanee's going to receive that award, which is fantastic. I have spoken to him about it, Das, and I think it's just another part of his footy education. You never go to a Brownlow medal with any expectations at all. But I'm sure that's been dampened somewhat by the fact that he's got bigger fish to fry, and it's an opportunity that isn't going to take too much getting over, given that what he's got in front of him.
Your relationship with Dane, Nathan, before we get you to answer the question, let's go back to before the game last Saturday when the panel asked Dane about his relationship with you.
I don't know whether he didn't like me. He didn't think that I was trying to get the best of myself, and I was not going to take the Collingwood Footy Club to a premiership. And he was that driven. He's that much of a perfectionist, and all he wanted to do was win a premiership. He just wanted everyone with him, and back then I probably wasn't.
Were you hard on him early, Nathan? Did he need to get his act into gear?
Yeah, that was a very good question, and Dane answered the question. But no, there was nothing in our relationship, and it's interesting that he has to answer that, because I suppose when you go through your career, you don't know it all. You're never going to know it all. But Swanee took a little while to understand exactly what it took to be an AFL footballer, and he had experience and leadership around him to try and help him in that direction, and he's obviously taken a lot of that on board because he's done it his way, and he's become a brilliant player, a very consistent player. There's not many in the game that are able to produce consistently as he does. So what's done is done, and I suppose everyone takes different journeys, and Swanee's been fantastic in the way he's gone about it and the lessons he's learned along the way.
Bucks, you're doing a coaching apprenticeship. We all know that the deal is for you to be assistant again next year, then you take over the reins at Collingwood. How important is it to do an apprenticeship as a young coach? We've seen Michael Voss step straight into it, and perhaps James Hird will do the same. How do you see it?
Well, so far it's worked pretty well, Warsy. I can't be disappointed being in this position. I think it's working for the football club, which is the most important thing. Mick's been fantastic. I think he's... I suppose I'm seeing it from a different perspective, not as a player, but as a sort of fellow colleague in the coaching ranks, when he's in his coaching panel. But he's coaching fantastically at the moment. It's been a pleasure to be involved, and I suppose I can only judge whether you need that apprenticeship in retrospect, and that's still some time away.
Bucks, you will have the benefit of 2 years as coach. How much better do you think you'll be with that experience? And Wolsey just mentioned that is the agreement that you've got, but do you think can you put a figure on how much more understanding you'll have of what it's going to take after 2 years?
Not really, Das. I think exponential. So it's, I think every week goes by, you learn something different about, and I think that's if you're prepared to keep your eyes open and learn consistently. And I do believe I have that attitude and the right attitude to keep improving and to keep learning about what it's going to take. Even when I become senior coach, I'll be learning and from the players, from fellow coaches, and from the rest of the competition. So it's just it's an ongoing process, and I'm on the treadmill.
James Hird's going through the same speculation, Bucks, at the moment. Has he picked up the phone and given you a call?
Actually gave him a lift home from the Brownlow last night, and facetiously asked him just as he got out of the car, "Are you going to coach?" But then I realised I'm not in the media anymore, so I don't have to ask that question, Das.
Bucks, what about Luke Ball? You've got your main training session tomorrow. Do you expect Luke Ball to train flat out in it?
Absolutely. He's actually come out of it pretty well. He did some strides this morning, and he's pretty happy with where he's at. We expect him to full train, and he'll be fine.
Bucks, Travis Cloke, I think he's had an enormous year in what he's doing contested mark-wise and his work rate, and you've got him going beautifully, but what have you done with his routine? I mean, everyone's got a theory on it. Everyone wants to try and help him out. Have you actually sat down and gone through it yourself?
Yeah, my philosophy on it early was that there were just too many cooks. There was getting advice from a lot of people. I think he's probably going to a lot of people early as well. This was before it was even an issue in the media, but I think Clokey's, I've been very impressed with him the last 6 to 8 weeks. It was probably that long ago that I really broached a couple of issues with him and asked him how he was going about it, because in the end it's up to him to want to make those changes. I don't think anyone can really force anyone to do that, something like that, but He's got his own routine now, and it's been as consistent in the last couple of months as I reckon it's been at any time in his career, and I'm very happy with that consistency in his process, and I'm sure the results will follow.
A couple of names I want to run past you quickly, Nathan. Prestigiacomo and Leon Davis, what sort of chance?
Yeah, they're a chance. Obviously we've got a squad of 31 at the moment. Presti and Leon were very stiff. We've got a number of other guys that are in the squad too that are going to stake their claims this week. And we'll get through the major session tomorrow and see where we get to.
We know, of course, you're not going to release any trade secrets tonight, but you must have some headaches trying to match up on Revolt on Saturday.
Yeah, he's a great player, and he's been great for a number of years. He's obviously overcome tremendous adversity this year and been able to get to this time of year in pretty good nick. So he's lightly raced in many ways, given the weeks that he's had off. And yeah, look, he's obviously one of the great players in the opposition that we're going to have to keep an eye on.
Nathan, good luck on Saturday. We appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Nathan Buckley, the assistant coach of Collingwood. A break on 1 week at a time.